Ooh, I hit the button. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of East Meets West featuring the great Conrado. How you doing today, brother?
Pretty good. Excellent, man. What a game. What a game. I'm
Man,
sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself already. Go ahead.
I'm I'm still taking it in, to be honest. But ladies and gentlemen, the Aces have just won game three of a game that I felt like, to be honest, the Phoenix Mercury had to win. So I mean, I felt like sweep if this game went to the Aces. Um I've also felt like some things about like Asia matchup, some things that they couldn't really cover. And I this game was good. Like I actually thought the Aces would win by more, but I would say it was more of their defensive presence that made more of a difference than anything, to be honest. Like for to hold Phoenix up, and then shout out Satu. I hope you all right. For real.
Yeah.
Like I hope you have a fast recovery and whatnot. Let me turn this down so we don't get flags. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you playing WNBA in the back?" Um, like Satu going down. She was like the leading scorer for the Phoenix Mercury. I feel like that had something to do with it, but at the same time, next man up. So
Right.
and it's you know what I mean. It ended like this. So like I'm still kind of overwhelmed. How you feeling?
I mean, like I said, I don't have any dog in this, any
Yeah, I
horse or any
me
horse in
either.
the race. Let's put it that way, right? Let's use that term. So I mean, I'm just sitting back and enjoying. And again, yeah, this game did not disappoint. I know at one point it looked like, the Aces were just gonna kind of pull away with it. Um, but I don't know. I had a feeling that at least the Mercury had like one last run in them. Now, did I think they were gonna tie the game? No, I thought they were just gonna kind of make it like kind of maybe like a 2 possession, 3 possession game down the stretch. So
Yeah.
that was really cool to see. Unfortunately for them, uh, yeah, just fell short. One defensive stop away, I guess you could say, or the other way around. Looking at it, one bucket away, from just outright winning this game. Um,
Hell, a couple of free throws away from 2 1.
yeah, I mean both sides though. To be fair, both teams, and I'd say like uncharacteristically, like the players that who were shooting the free throws. Like
Yeah,
no offense, some people you can kind of understand, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I think just the nature of how this game played out, multiple players, um, I want to say yeah, stepped up, but like they stepped up in response to the circumstances, right? Like I really felt at one point, early, I'd say definitely early third quarter, the Aces already had a double digit lead. And even when the Mercury would be able to make like say like 2 shots in a row or something like that. Like make a shot, get a stop, make another shot, right? I
yeah,
felt like I got to give her a shout out because I know she didn't close out the game, but Nalissa Smith, this is what we've been talking about before. Like they're each gonna make their presence felt in their own way, and the way Liz did it was again right, just again dominating the glass or just controlling the glass.
yeah.
Fine, I'm not gonna say right she was like Dennis Rodman on the glass, but
Right.
I mean, you know, uh, every single offensive rebound they get, that just limits the number of opportunities that the Mercury could try to claw their way back into the game. It doesn't allow momentum to shift, and it allows them to continue playing at the Aces' preferred style of play at their pace. I mean, obviously you see them, sure, if they force a turnover or whatever, they'll get out and run. But overall, no, they have size. They have Asia Wilson. They want to dominate in the paint, and it's a lot easier to do that if you're slowing the pace down. So when you have Liz out there, you know, um,
Streaking
that's
for
exactly what they
rebound.
could do, you know.
Mhm.
But then, of course, she picked up those fouls So then what happened? Again, this is again what we're saying, right? Everybody steps up in their own way. Becky ultimately goes small, for but she didn't do it like as long of a stretch as she did in game one. She
Right.
give it like 5-minute bursts, you know.
Mhm.
Our girl Meg Gustafsson came up huge.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, is anyone ever gonna call her like a defensive stopper, or a defensive player? Probably
No.
not, you
No.
know. But hey,
Just show when it matters.
exactly. She got that one stop when it mattered. Or at least she was credited. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
Right.
against her.
Right.
So I mean, I think when you look back and if the Aces do in fact go on to close the series out and win, you look back at how each player had these moments where some of them may seem kind of, I don't want to say insignificant. They're far from insignificant. Like they may not seem that big in magnitude, but when you really think about it, like how again it abled, whatever it is to maintain momentum, to maintain control, you know, um, yeah, a number of players just had those opportunities and they capitalized them.
Hey, like the Aces to me had control of this game and really didn't let up, and for it to be as close was still amazing to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
especially with Phoenix, like they were living or dying by the three instead of like doing something else, like doing what they normally do and letting it flow outside. Like they play more of an inside out game with AT. And I know that, if it's inside out, then that means it's going out to the three or like perimeter. But they seem to be kind of like halfway like, oh, we're done. And then halfway like, oh wait, we can still do this. You know what I mean? And it's
right.
like I don't, because it's like certain moments in the game, it just felt like they weren't putting up a certain effort the way you know what I mean, like what we've seen through the playoffs. And now to see it, it's just like if you halfway this game and you're down 0-3 now, you're
Yeah,
you're gonna throw away the next game. And I think that this team, I mean, because at this point it's like we're doing this pod right now, but by by the time the next game goes, if we're not doing live, like maybe I should wait because we should do live. You know what I mean? Like it's a championship, so I'll actually hold off on that. I'll hold off. But the aces, they just, it's like they come up with something every game. And a lot of people are sleeping on Chelsea. A lot of people kind of wrote off Jewel Lloyd. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think
And
that's fair.
and it's just like at the end of the day, the Aces still have their core. I mean, they still have a core at the very least.
Yeah,
If I'm not gonna say the core, but a core.
right.
And they are a champion. They have a championship pedigree. So there's a type of approach that you need to take when you're playing the Aces. Like this is not. It's not. They were looking at this game, and I think it might be embedded in the ladies. Like it might be like, oh, just best of five, because they came out and played this game like it was actually a best of five.
Like
You
a
know what I
closeout
mean?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they, maybe they lose the next game because of it. It's like, oh, we put our energy up and this is what we're used to and whatnot. We're not used to, oh, we
yeah.
got potentially another 3 games, 4 games. Like, um, but I don't think so, because it's just like Aja, Chelsea, Jackie, they're looking at the finish line. Nah, because I felt like they were looking at the finish line tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And actually, I'm glad you said it first. I don't ever really like to question players' effort unless
Right.
you could someone's just like packing it in, right? Like we've
Right.
seen play. So I'm not saying that the
Are you
Mercury
selling?
did that. Yeah, exactly, right? I'm not saying that the Mercury did that, but in that first half, even when like the game was still close, right before the Aces made like their first kind of like run,
Yeah.
like when it was still like kind of like what 21, 21, 23, 21, like in that range, you could just, I don't know. For me, I felt like the Aces definitely were playing with a greater sense of urgency.
Yeah.
which is crazy, right? They're the team that's up to nothing, right? You would expect the Mercury at home. Like, I don't know. I feel like there were a couple of like maybe like 50-50 balls that
Yeah.
I thought they could have maybe had a little bit more effort. I think they were a little bit slow at times closing out, on shooters. And I does not look like that was by design. Like I could understand, like, okay, hey, we're gonna play the percentages. That's not what it looked like.
Right.
I mean, when all said and done, I mean, I don't know. Would we have still thought that way? Like if the game wasn't this close, if it didn't come down to the final possession, because then maybe you would be looking back and saying, "Oh man, like they didn't bring the necessary, or yeah, like the required energy, and effort in order to, defend home court." But as you said, the Aces have their championship core. But as you said that, I kind of thought, well, I mean, like, I know she's not part of the championship core, but she is a champion. I mean, like Jewel Lloyd, as you said, as many did write her off. And I admit at times I kind of thought like I
Mhm.
don't really like her fit on this team,
Right.
you know. And again, through a number of obviously like the list trade kind of worked out and moved her
Right.
to a more fitting role off the bench.
Hmm.
But goes back, to what we are saying at the top of the episode in terms of just everyone having like this injecting the aces, like each aces player having a certain stretch where they inject the team with momentum. She had 4 threes in the first quarter. She finished the game with 4 threes. You see what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah.
that enabled them to play with a lead. Like it
Mhm.
enabled each of them to kind of come in, do what you do. We have a lead. Now Liz does what she's doing, right? Liz goes out foul trouble. Meg, Dana Evans, they come in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
sometimes it's
Dana
all just
Evans
like,
underrated in this playoff. Yeah, Dana Evans, he will be rostered somewhere next year. I didn't mean to cut you
yeah.
off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no. I totally agree. I totally agree. Honestly, I'm actually like at least in these ever since like game 1, I would say Dana Evans, like I understand she picks up fouls, but whatever. Use
Yeah.
them or lose them. You know
It,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, for real.
Like
For real.
she's brought it defensively, you
Yeah.
know. To a degree that I don't really think that we saw during the regular season. Again, not to say that she was coasting, but again, see, we're talking about, right?
Right.
Sense of urgency, understanding the moment. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, what did you think though about Duana Bonner's performance? Right, how they obviously opened up the second half with her in the starting lineup.
I've early in the playoffs, I felt like DB like was like, where's my game? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But now it's like, especially after the Link series, it's like he found something. And I just feel like it's really outside of DB how I feel. Like it's more so, what more are you getting from your bench? Like why is Sammy not putting up, you know what I mean, or getting the same opportunities from before? Like what's the difference when Sammy, I we said this on our pod. Um I felt like Sammy was like, you know, the Caleb McBride kind of equalizer. You know what I mean? Like
right.
in some ways she can kind to like combat some of the things that Caleb McBride does, but I just don't know, you know, if it's gonna happen. And then it happened. And it's just like, if we can see that from her, why is it that she's not featured more? Because you guys are playing the 3 ball, basically. Like this game was like 3 ball. And it's like, if you're gonna play the 3 ball, why not have Sammy featured in that when she is that? And I, you know, outside of DB, because DB she's made a lot of timely shots. She's made a lot of timely plays. And I mean, personally, I feel like, you know, Sammy was the problem. Like not having enough Sammy is the problem, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
and yeah, Phoenix could, you know, play Kalani, but it's just like, you're playing small. The Aces have the capability of playing small. That's kind of what they come from. Like you look at their coaching chops and whatnot. You look at the what Becky Hammond installed. and whatnot. And when she first came, it was a small ball ish kind of thing, like where Kia Stokes wasn't the one kind of getting into her thing, but they needed her to shoot threes. She ended up shooting some in one of those playoffs. I don't know if it was last year, it might have been a year before, but it's it's a certain type of play style that goes with that. So
Right.
I honestly kind of feel like the Mercury kind of played into the Ace's hand. You know what I mean? Like where
They
it's like,
did.
oh, you want to play small ball? Oh, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? It's just like we can do that. We have Aja Wilson. you and AT can't guard her the same way that she did John Coyle Jones because I mean, Aja's doing things everywhere. And if you leave her out there, she's shooting threes. You know what I mean? So it's just like what do you do in that type of situation? Like, and if you guys have lost Atu, this is over. It's unless Kai drops like 35, but this is
Well, I
over.
mean, let's say that they actually like Satu comes back healthy, and I'm not saying that she will. I don't know, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
hope so.
do you even think they remotely have a chance to get back? I think
No,
this is
not three down 3-0. No, I think
yeah.
no, forget think. I believe that they are like they're going to check out. They halfway checked out during this game, but they kept it close, and maybe that's something to carry like going forward. Maybe that's something to build on. But you're building on it down 0-3 in game 4. So how much can you really build on top of that? Like I don't know if that's a possibility at this point because they may feel like we have so many games to try to have to recover, like we have to win 4 straight. I don't see them winning 4 straight against the Aces. The Aces have championship pedigree. So
Yeah, I mean, at best they'll send this game or this series back to Las Vegas, right? Where it's like a
and they can finally
you
celebrate
don't call
at
it. Do you
home.
call it a gentleman's sweep in the WNBA?
Yeah,
Is it
well,
still a gentleman's sweep? Is it a ladies' sweep?
it's a lady sweep.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
So, yeah. I mean, I think let's be real. I don't think has there ever been. As I don't believe in basketball. There's ever been a team that's come back from right 3-0 in a 7-game format,
Right.
7-game series format. So I don't think it's going to be this year. It's a shame. I really thought that as what you were saying, I really thought that the Aces would struggle more uh, to match up with Phoenix's
Me too.
small ball style of play. The fact that once it became clear that at the very least in 2 of these first 3 games,
Yeah.
they got outplayed in their preferred style of play, they being Phoenix,
Right.
that's a wrap. It's a wrap. What I
Yeah.
will say though, because I know a lot of people were saying, like, questioning about whether or not DeWanna Bonner should have even been playing. Obviously, Natasha Mack uh, didn't return to this game, but obviously, I mean, like, it's funny, right? The narrative would have been like she was the hero of Game 3. She ended up finishing with 25 points, 10 rebounds tonight. Turned back the clock,
Yeah.
would have been a legacy game, but that's what you were saying. Like, she actually defends Asia pretty well in transition.
Yeah.
She actually did do a good job on the perimeter. But when it's like a truly half court set, like if when the Aces were not pushing the pace, when like, you got Chelsea Gray just, taking her time, walking the ball up, backing down a defender and then just
Right.
dumping it, to anything, as you were saying, anything from the top of the key and inside,
Yeah.
they had no answer. They had no answer for Asia Wilson. Doesn't matter if it was DB, didn't matter if it was AT. Um, the best you could do is, like I said, I think, in front of the show, Nick Andre was on. What do we say, right? I mean,
Yes,
I think
sir.
maybe the best strategy is just ball denial, which is
Right.
again easier said than done.
Right.
But the thing is about like the Mercury, the reason why I didn't just say push back, but the reason why when people are kind of like kind of putting all this on DB, I was like, well, this is the roster. You know what I mean? It's the NBA Finals. You're not going to sign a free agent right now,
No.
right? We've had this discussion with a friend of the show, Hayden, right? Hayden Silly. If you were
Mhm.
ever going to play Kaylani Brown, that would have been months ago. That's not an option.
Right.
The 7-8 players that Nate Tibbs has been playing, these are the players he's going to go to war with, and ultimately, likely going to uh, go down with. But yeah, it's interesting because I mean there are a couple things they could have done differently, but you really look at it, some people complain about like, oh, how they could have used uh Satu differently, which I think was more applicable in maybe like game 1. I think the way her usage, like the manner in which she was used could have been done differently,
Yeah,
you know. But overall, like I don't know. I'm with you. I think defensively, is where they were left with more questions than answers.
yeah,
And unfortunately for them, I don't think they're gonna come up with any answers, to salvage the series. I mean, again, maybe you could like play off of momentum, adrenaline. Right
yeah.
at this point, YOLO, you got nothing to lose. Like it could
so
go
so go all out.
right. That's what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah,
you you can kind of, I won't say be reckless, but I mean you're at this point, right? What's the difference whether or not you're like if you're conservative and you get sent home, what's the difference then, right? You might as well take chances. Because I'm sure they're gonna look back again, that late game execution. I'm not against Ka taking that right wing three, when
yeah,
they were down 2. But I
yeah.
feel like she had her defender like on skates. She probably could have gotten to the
Drove.
rim.
Yeah,
But you were talking about that too, right? Like you were just
yeah,
saying that you haven't really seen her this season. I don't know, maybe if it's injury related, but she really hasn't been driving to the rim the same way she has in seasons prior.
yeah. It's been more of a
So,
3-point shooting season, or
yeah,
just shooting. To be honest, well, for Kyle, like just shooting. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
she's made a lot of big shots. She like great shots, but you need her like her Chicago style. You know what I mean? Like beam and don't think that nobody's around you. Like what Carla Lake? You know what I mean? Like
That's the
run
thing.
with a purpose with no purpose.
That's right. Well, again, I think I think the main right, the idea is they really lacked, at least for me, the lack of rim pressure. And you would,
Yeah,
I mean, today definitely, again, Satsu gave him a lot of that
they use
before she
Satu
left the
for that
game.
a lot.
AT did,
Probably too much.
obviously,
Yeah,
yeah. But
like
Ka, I
like
think,
Satu was the backup, kind of get to the cup. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like nah, Satu's been evolving. We've seen it.
yeah.
I mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. It's a shame because, like, I do think they'll probably, like, we'll see how game 4 goes. I feel like they are kind of like finding ways to adjust, but again, like, it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
Um, so, but yeah, I mean, I liked, again, valiant fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Uh,
Especially after Satu went down. For real.
but yeah,
They were out of it before that. To me, they were out of it.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, man, if you're a small ball team, you can't go 7 of 21 from 3. And like
And
both
mhm,
both parts of that stat are bothersome. If I'm Nate Tibbetts, the percentage alone, okay, 33%,
30,
not
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We only got 21 threes
You hit it
up.
right on the head. I was just about to
Yeah.
say it.
You only got 21 up. Like you've already lost. You could have gone like 10 of 21. It's still not right. You're not there. They're clearly forcing you out of your comfort zone, which again, right? That's what aces are supposed to do. But um what do you think? What are your thoughts about Jackie in this series?
Jackie is flirting with the possibility of like hold on. Let me pull this up. What did she do today? Numbers wise? Like
21 points, 3
I mean,
rebounds, 9 assists. No
after
turnovers.
after today, no turnovers. But I mean, but she took on what Chelsea was doing, like facilitating and passing. She took on a 9 assists. So I mean, Jackie has been whatever they needed, she's been that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you
Yeah.
need a second option scorer next to Asia. Boom. Today, you needed a facilitator, big shot maker, get your own. Boom. Like, And then what's the game Dana Evans went off? Game one.
Game one.
And then Jackie was just like, you know, I'm gonna do my timely thing. That's it. And
Yeah.
it's just like what can't she do? You know what I mean? It's like Becky's like, this is what I might need from you this game. Phoenix plays a certain type of way, and then Becky is like, they get together, and then it's just like, this is how this is gonna go, and Jackie plays to it. So I love Jackie. Like, if it wasn't for Asia, she would be Finals MVP. You know what I mean? Like, she's. I haven't seen a player be able to adjust their game in those all of those facets the way that she has during this series. So if that's the next step in her leap, you know what I mean? Like, because who thought Jackie would be able to take a leap in real time like this, in this type of real time, like finals real time? You know what I mean? And it's just she's done everything, bro. Like, I wouldn't mind if they code it. Why not? Everybody's like, oh, we don't like co awards. I don't either, but
Oh, this one's not a co though.
It's not a
This
co.
one's not a
But
co. You
Jackie
know.
has been there. Like, I don't like co awards either, but Jackie, if for not Jackie, this the Aces wouldn't even be here.
Oh, I
I'll
don't
put it that way.
disagree. I
I'll
don't
put it that way.
disagree. But it's interesting though. Like you're talking about her maturation, obviously throughout the season, but in this series,
Yeah.
like for example, I swear, I feel like in every game, it doesn't really matter. Like if you just look at her final box scoring, like oh, like tonight, like 7 of 18, that's not that impressive, right? Like I mean, like it's not super efficient. But when you watch it, like she throughout the course of a game, she understood, like she's absolutely reading the defense and making the proper adjustment. Like if Becky Hammond hadn't blown or not blown the whistle, hadn't called a timeout, like with what
Yeah.
5+ seconds to go,
Yeah.
Jackie's gonna get either the free throws or she's gonna make that layup.
Yeah.
Like she perfectly, like who was it guarding her? Was it Akoa Makani? Can't remember, but I love how she put her like Akoa Makani like right on her hip, and then right kind of went out and then right back in.
Yeah.
And that's why you knew, like, that's why it was clear she was going to get fouled. No, well, she was going to draw contact. Let's just say that,
Right.
right?
Right.
At the very least. And it's a final shot. I'm just saying, right? Like, it's things like that where when you hear people say that, like, hey, like, you know, if if she went to another team, she could potentially be like a true number one. Like, I mean, I get it, you know. I mean, that's a conversation for another day, but I'm saying like that is the level of improvement that she continues to make. Just really impressive.
I mean, people say those things. You know what I mean? Like, Jackie could, Kelsey just did it. But
Yeah.
if you don't have, like, I guess the small guard, like, what's the word that I need for this? The small guard, I guess the small guard just story period almost. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need a big next to you in order to be your best self. You need the opposite of what you are to be able to be your best self. Like, I can't see Jackie in Kelsey's place and doing better than Kelsey. I can't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It will probably be the same result, to be honest. And it's not to say that Kelsey isn't around bigs that will become that, but it's to say that Jackie can be her best self because there are some other things she doesn't have to do on the floor. You know what I mean? In order to make up for that. So instead of her becoming volume, like you said, 7 for 18. You know what I mean? Okay, so if age is not here, that's what, 12 for 29? You know what I mean? Or
I love it.
something more. No,
Unload the
I'm
clip.
just
Empty
being
the clip,
real.
man.
Yeah,
Empty the clip.
like, I'm just being real. It's just like, this is a team sport. So Jackie is doing what she can do best because she has the ability to be able to do so. Like, that's kind of the things that people say when they want trades to happen and stuff. Like, you know how the NBA is. The NBA is full of that. But
Yeah.
it's just like in a WNBA, there's a premium on point guards. Like, there's no, I mean, we're getting to the point now where we have point guards, but before this season, last season, there we were asking the question, like, who's outside of Chelsea Gray and Sue retired, whatever. Who's I mean, Sabrina could classify as one, but where are the point guards? And that was like with Caitlin incoming. So it's just like
Yeah.
Caitlin's incoming, then you have all of the influx of these point guards from this draft, like the past draft, and then you
Right.
have what's coming. You know what I mean? And it's just like now we're getting to a point where the point guards will be. It's a plethora, but
Yeah.
and there's a few that went down as well this season too. Like they were out for the season before the season started. So, but Jackie, like I mean, I would put her at the point guard for one, because what do you even classify her as, a point or a shooting? Because
I
I
mean,
think
I
she's
think
more of
she
a shooting
is.
guard.
I mean, I guess the easy label is combo guard. I
Okay.
think ideally she's like a ball handling two guard.
Yeah.
That's like ideally how I would put her. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you can make her a point guard.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's as
Like
much a point guard as Kelsey is. Like
it's
Chloe.
Kelsey. Exactly. And that
Yeah.
was what I was about to say. So it's just like if you give her own team, that's a different way that you have to build that team. And you
Yeah.
won't
Oh
really
no,
figure
absolutely.
it out until it clicks. Like you won't figure it out until it clicks. And sometimes making an early trade or making an early move or making a late move is gonna make the difference between, oh, we got what Jackie needed around her, or we got what she didn't need. But right now, she has Aja Wilson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which
So
again, let's not bury the lead here. Asia Wilson, the MVP. The MVP. They're the let's again. I know it's a regular season award, but at this point, come on, right? Like I don't think this is debatable. The Finals
she's
MVP,
about
the
to be the
soon to
GOAT,
be
bro.
Finals
She's
MVP,
about to be the
the
GOAT. This
co
championship is
the
gonna
co
say GOAT.
DPOY, the 4-time, right? The soon
Yeah.
to be 4-time. Well, yeah, let's not be well. Fine, let's be presumptuous. The soon to be 4-time WNBA champion. Um, again, dominant this entire series, right? 21 and what? Let me see. Let me go get a game log again. Yeah, 21 and 10 in game 1, 28 and 14 in game 2 tonight, 34 and 14, right? I believe Ryan Rucco, Rebecca Lobo saying that, right? She's broken the record for most points or playoff. Um
One
what
of them.
more is there to say? I mean, because at this point, like you could, if you really want, like we could nerd out and we could like diagram her game. I could do that anytime. But realistically, like, I don't know. I feel like at this point, all the discussions with her are like legacy discussions, which
Yeah.
me, I'm not really that big on it.
Yeah.
But
Not,
at the
at
same,
least not until after the fact. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like her story's not done.
But at this point, like I will at least like I think it's
It's
clear.
there
It's there, right? Like if someone
already.
says she's one of like if she's one of the greatest all time, I don't think anyone should really be disagreeing with that. I mean,
No,
it's incredible.
I'm willing to go.
And you really look back, and they were talking about this during pregame. Like when they were kind of at one point, like the rock bottom of their season. I think they were like a game under 500. They were like 14 and 15. They got blown out. Was it by Minnesota? But like 50 plus points.
Yeah.
Like 55 points.
They were
It
under
was looking
Indy on
bleak.
the standings, weren't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were out of the playoff picture for like
Yes, they were.
a couple days. And like I remember at the time, I was like, they're gonna get out of this. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna make the playoffs. They'll
Yeah.
probably even like be like a mid tier seed.
I thought 6 seed.
Right. I was like, they're maybe like a 6th or 5th seed. Right. Like, wow. I mean, again, you look back, and I know a lot of people criticize the moves they made. Hey, right? I mean,
That's life.
if you don't make any moves, it stands to reason you're also going to be unsuccessful,
Right.
right? So
Right.
I really, again, even at the time, because I wasn't really on board with some of like the transactions that they made,
Yeah.
but hey, I definitely respect how proactive. Well, I guess maybe that's also reactive, but definitely right, definitely aggressive and assertive, right, and not just kind of I think at times some teams like, well, let's just sit back and see how it plays out, and then by the time it's clear to you, like you're finally convinced, okay, this isn't working. You've lost too many games, and then it's no longer even worth it, to make a move. So I applaud them for at least say, hey, right, like we're not going to wait to see if this corrects itself.
Exactly.
And here we are. But
They
yeah,
they got punched by the Lynx, and they said, "Wait, what? What? No, that's not us. Hold up." And then they took off the suit and was like, "We're here." You know what I mean? Like they did. That's what it seems like. Like because they went on the streak after that. Asia jumped from what, maybe fifth in MVP, maybe outside of the top five, maybe, and jumped right back into MVP, jumped into the front runner for MVP, won the MVP. Like, it's just some things can't be explained. You have had to see it in real time. And I hope everybody was like paying attention. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they were watching AJ Wilson games instead of all of the narrative based games that everything that,
yeah,
that was going on. And to be able to see greatness in real time, like, because it's rare. Like, I love seeing greatness in real time and being able to speak about it firsthand. But like, people slept. And here we are.
yeah.
The Aces are 3-0 in the finals.
And she had her Jordan moment too.
9 seed to 3-0 in the finals.
9-3-0 in the final, like I said. And
Like,
tonight
ended the season second seed.
she had her Michael Jordan moment tonight.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's like one of those, you see it, right? Like
Yeah.
like when you see like, it's going to be part of like the all-time WNBA compilation, right? Like every year when they show the commercials for the playoffs
Yeah.
and they have like that montage of all like the great moments in WNBA history, it's going to be there. That's
Yeah.
going to be there. That shot
Bro.
is definitely, that game-winning shot tonight is definitely going to be there. So that's, again, it's pretty
Man,
cool, right?
forever, bro. Like,
Yeah.
she was off balance and everything, and it's just like, y'all let her make that. Why would you not like hack the hell out of her like on the ground? It going up, sure, but just don't let her get up. You know what I mean? Like,
Again,
Aja?
man, ball denial. What do we say?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like with Aja, like I've been saying, and I'm a broken record, but she's not Jonquil Jones or anybody else. She's Aja Wilson.
Yeah.
There are some things like, and I love Alyssa Thomas. Like, I've been supporting Alyssa Thomas as far as like being a prominent player in the MVP conversation long before like people were like, "Oh, AT." It's like they're like AT now. I already seen this.
Yeah.
I seen it then. Like, she was already that. It was just her percentages at the time had a lot of people like, "Oh yeah, no, she's not that." You know what I mean? But she was still doing everything else on the floor: the assists, the rebounds, the defense.
Right.
Maybe not as primal as she is now. Like, she knows, like, I know I could get down, come down with my shoulder, boom, go up type of thing, or go over you type of thing. She knows that now. She didn't know that
Right.
then. Like, just stuck, no, but
Right. Right.
now it's just like she knows it. And then still for AJ Wilson to be able to fight through something like that, and it, I mean, basically almost rule her kind of like defenseless. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, your physicality, oh, boom, 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 I'm finesse, bam, and then Asia makes a fade. Like, Jonquil, they didn't allow Jonquil to do that, or AT got in her head because they were ex teammates. That's my whole thing, and it's just like, to see how that played out, and then to look at this series is just like, it's night and day. It's a night and day difference. So I give
Yeah.
Aja all the kudos, bro. Like, Aja Wilson is, this championship is going to go down as the one that made her the GOAT. And I'm not going to back off that. I love Maya Moore with all my heart. Like, I love Maya Moore, bro. Like, I'm a Maya Moore fanatic, but hey, and then like Cynthia, Cheryl before her. Like, but now, like, I'm gonna have to move the crown. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, here we go. You know what I mean? And it's earned. Like, she's earned it on both ends of the floor. People say superstars are only two-way players and whatnot. So she's done it on both ends of the floor. So what more do you need? Like, She wins this championship. What more can you say? Honestly, like to come from ninth place, go back to second, then go through the playoffs the way you did, and then come and win a champion, especially if it's a sweep. Like, come on, fam.
Oh,
AJ Wilson is the GOAT, bro. And then you lose Kelsey Plum. That's not just an easy loss. The
yeah,
Aces would have probably ran a table on the season to again this year, like 35 wins, 38. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
to still like to suffer that loss, adjust from it, come back from it, and still win, like AJ Wilson, bro, all day. That's too big of
well,
a transition to something different. And like 'cause you went from Kelsey Plum being kind of involved in the offense and doing what she kind of does. I'm not gonna say that she's better than Jewel, but I'm gonna say she did things different than Jewel. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Especially defensively and whatnot, and just in the flow of what the Aces offense is supposed to be. So you trade her, you get Jewel. Jewel ends up on the bench, and it still works. Like, come on, man.
yep. I know, incredible stuff. Well, 48 hours, right, until a new or champion is crowned, or
Until the Aces are crowned.
yeah, yeah, or until
Because they
they
smell blood. They're sharks.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't take any humor. I don't find any humor in injuries. So saw two,
Nah,
and then we'll see. Like
please get well.
I don't know.
Please be
Right?
well.
If
For real.
Natasha Mack is capable of going, I mean, at this point, like they have no choice, right? They need whoever's healthy.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see. And once this series is done, perhaps I'll give a little bit more of a comprehensive recap of why I think this fell apart. But overall, I mean, like I still give Nate Tibbetts and Nikki Wren credit for the job they did of assembling this team. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Amazing
game
job.
four on Friday, and we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see
Keep
again.
this team together, to be honest. Like, if you keep this team together, let them build some continuity, add to it, this team they will win the champ. They may be in play next season. You know what I mean? Like, this is
Uh,
because what I seen from Phoenix, and I don't mean to carry it on, but I'm gonna just keep it short. What I seen from Phoenix is everything turned into ISO individual ball, or you have to make this play type of thing, as opposed to what we see from the Minnesota Lynx, where it's like, oh, I got this. Oh no, nope, pass. Oh, pass. Oh, pass. Like Phoenix has adopted AT style, and it's time for them to just hold tight to what they have at least one more season, and let's see what happens from it.
I mean, frankly, like I said, I think this season I think this playoff run, obviously, when you make it to the WNBA finals, it's impressive in of
Yeah,
itself. But I think specifically for Phoenix, I do kind of grade them on a curve because, like, it's easy to talk about their big three, but the graphic at the beginning of the game even showed it. They didn't play together, like
right.
the three of them, right? I mean,
Yeah,
AT, Satu, and Ka, they barely played together all season because,
right,
again, like their injuries, one or two of them were out at all times, right?
right.
So I mean,
Like
I'm
New
with
York
you.
a
I'm
little
with you.
bit.
I think there is merit. We talked about this with Hayden. There is merit to bringing all three of them back and trying to build upon this. But again, I thought that if they didn't make it this far, it was going to be because of that.
Right,
And as you're saying, that I think now we're seeing what we thought we would have seen a little bit more of. I applaud them for finding ways to mitigate that. But yes, it's become a little bit of like my turn, your turn kind of thing, which again doesn't really maximize their respective skill sets. But we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see. Again, if they got like anything left in the tank for Game 4 this Friday, and then we shall return.
We shall return, and it will probably be Friday. Like
Yeah,
we'll have to be here to, you know what I mean, do our thing. But
have a happy hour cocktail or something.
yeah, exactly. Like toast up with them popping,
Exactly.
popping champagne and take the goggles off, man. Let the champagne burn your eyes like the old school. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like that's part of the celebration. It's like, oh
to
yeah,
go blind.
Have you ever had? Have you ever? What's the game? Have you ever? I think. Have you ever had
Never have I ever.
champagne? Never have I ever had champagne
Mhm.
burn my. You actually have because you won a championship. So do that. No, for real. Like, cause I haven't liked the protecting your eyes. I mean, unless the champagne burns your eyes, it mess your eyesight up, type of thing. But I ain't even looked it up. You know what I mean? Like when I hear about champagne being celebrated like that, it's either a wedding or it's a championship. Like that's really it. So
Yeah.
it's just like enjoy the moment, and yeah, yeah, we will see game 4. So make sure y'all follow us. You know what I mean? At EMW_pod. Conrado is CP7. No, CP3 _777.
You've
And
only
I'm
been my friend for a couple years, but okay, sure.
no, I just think CP7 when I think of you. I don't know why.
Thank you. I like it. Okay.
It's like too many CP3s. You know what I mean? You CP7 77. Which
But
is
I'm
what?
really a
Like
CP3. Like I'm
CP3.
Conrado Pascual the third.
Oh, okay. And I'm the
Like that's
second.
this is
Okay.
not this is not like a tribute to Chris Paul.
He's the real CP3.
Exactly.
Like by name.
Uh,
And your boy underscore or opinionated underscore MJ. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Share that. Go watch another video because we all over the place with
all
everything.
right.
We're gonna come with NBA soon too. So yeah. But y'all tune in for game 4. We holla at y'all. Night night. Night night.
Take care.